Okay. Now see, already we have started chapter number 2, that is the simultaneous equation. So in this we have two methods. One method is direct method and next one is iterative method. Remember these two methods. You can have question in GATE exam, that is identify a direct method to solve the simultaneous equation. You can have four options. So in direct method we have Gauss elimination method and Thomas algorithm method. And second iterative method we have two, that is Gauss-Seidel method and Jacob's iteration method. So we have these four methods in our syllabus. So already we have studied method number one, that is direct method. So it is Gauss elimination method. So as name indicates, Gauss elimination. That means you have to eliminate the numbers and you have to convert those numbers in terms of zero. So again we will explain in shortly. Again we will explain our stepwise procedure. Already we have solved 3 to 4 types problem. See, already you have that answer in calculator, so you have to go step by step. At last, yeah, just you can cross check your answers from your calculator. Okay. So now see in Gauss elimination method. Okay. So initially we have provided a set of equations. Say it may be three equations or four equations, but definitely in question paper you can have 3 by 3. You can have three equations so that you can convert those equations in terms of echelon form of matrix. Now see, before converting, so first step to solve the problems with Gauss elimination method, you can write it down. So okay, first step, apply apply partial POT. Okay, apply partial POT. So all of you know what is partial POT. See, partial POT means what? See again, when pivot element of matrix is zero, then we cannot solve that problem by that question by using Gauss elimination method. So it is required to shift the rows and column. It is called as a POT. If we shift only rows, it is called as a partial POT, and if you shift rows along with column, it is called as a full POT. Okay, so you may have one question on this for 2 marks. Explain partial POT or what is the pitfall for Gauss elimination method or explain when Gauss elimination method fails. You have to write same answer. So apply partial POT. So again, you know how to apply partial POT. So firstly, from your question paper, you have to check all given equations. Means again, you have to check the coefficient of first variable. Let's consider we have provided variables as a x, y, and z. Then you have to check the coefficient of x first. Okay, and which one is maximum? You have to put that equation at first. Yes, then we have chosen that first equation. Then we have remaining equations. So for those remaining two equations, we have to check coefficient of y. Which one is maximum? You can put at second place, and third one we can keep as it is. So it is called as a partial POT. So please remember first method, Gauss elimination method, Gauss-Seidel method, and Jacob's iteration method. We have to do partial POT. Remember, total we have four methods. So partial POT is not required for Thomas algorithm method. Please remember this. So now apply partial POT. Yes. Once you apply partial POT, then next step. Okay. Next step. Write equation into ax is equal to b form. Ax is equal to b form. So what is the ax is equal to b form? Already you have studied this in your first year or second year first semester. So this ax is equal to d form is called as the echelon form of matrix. So whatever you have provided, so it is ax is equal to d form means what? It is another form of given set of equations. So from the given set of equations, after partial POT, we have to convert to all equations in terms of x is equal to d. So A means what? A means what? It is coefficient matrix. So please be careful while writing the values inside that matrix. So please check for plus and minus sign. Okay, once you write this, then x means what? It is variable matrix. So we can say this 3 by 1 matrix, 3 rows and 1 column. So x, y, z all it will be x2, x2, x3. Okay, and d means what? It is constant matrix. The order of the constant matrix is 3 by 1. Once you write in the form of x convert T form. Third step, convert matrix A into upper triangular form. Okay, upper triangular form. Now, upper triangular form. Okay, so upper triangular form of matrix, you must know that upper triangular form of matrix means the let's take first take diagonal matrix and lower to diagonal the elements lower to diagonal element you have to convert those elements equal to 0. Now convert matrix A into upper triangular form using this is very important using row operation. Okay, using row operations. Okay, using row operations. Means you are using row operations. Again, by converting matrix A into upper triangular form, your first row it will remain as it is. So you have to do operational row number 2, row number 3. And again, say it is continuous row number 4, 5, 6. It depends upon you have provided how many equations. Fourth step, after you convert the matrix A in the form of upper triangular form, then you have to apply backward substitution. Then apply backward substitution. Apply backward substitution. So what is backward substitution? There are two substitutions, backward and forward. Here I have upper triangular. There again one form that is lower triangular. Upper triangular form, and we have to apply backward substitution. So backward substitution means what? Let's say what it is x y z. Okay, x y z. Okay, so it is matrix x. It is 3 by 1 matrix. So apply backward substitution means what? Okay, form equation from your last row and find out z first. You can have z first. Then you can have y. You can find value of y at second place, and you can find value of x at third place. Means what you can say it is backward. So apply backward substitution and find out this answer. So you have z first, y second, and x at third place. But whenever you are solving this problem in calculator, in that case, you can find value of x first, then value of y second, and value of z. So please be remember this. In calculator, you can have sequential value x, y, z. But in actual solution, you can have that is opposite. The value is given finally. You can have z first, y second, and x at third place. Okay, so see. Again, we have this flowchart and program in MATLAB. Okay, it is for 30 marks. Okay, it is for 30 marks. Okay, when I will not explain the flowchart here in online mode. Once you join this college, then you will explain because it is very difficult. And it is having 30 marks. It is having 30 marks. Okay. So see, compulsorily you can have this question. Say if you go through the sequentially 2 to 3 questions, say 3 question paper, definitely you can find this question at least once. Okay, at least once. Okay. So this is very important. This flowchart and actual program and actual solution. Okay, now see this problem again. It has 2 parts. First one is you have to convert that matrix A into upper triangular form, and then we have to apply backward substitution. So in same way, this flowchart program again is divided into 2 parts. Write a flowchart for how to convert matrix A into upper triangular form, and then how to apply backward substitution. So it is the combination of these two. Okay. So all of you understand this. Please reply. Already we have solved 3 to 4 types of problem. Hello. Any doubt in this? Please reply. Hello. Yes, it is clear to all. Karan Sawan is there. Karan Gaikwad, Kirti Patel, Omar Patel. Yes, any doubt you can ask. So all of you know what is partial pivoting. Hello. What is partial pivoting? Krishna More. What is partial? Krishna More. What is partial pivoting? Just tell me in one line. Krishna More. What is partial pivoting? Sorry, Krishna More. What is partial pivoting? Hello. Yes, anyone please reply. Mayur Sawan, what is partial pivoting? If you know, then please tell me the answer. If you don't know, you can say, sorry sir, I don't know. Yes, yes, no type question. Hello. Yes, what is partial pivoting? Hello. See, no one is replying. Hello. Hello. Yes. Hello. ऐकू येतं की मी काय बोलतोय?
Arranging matrix into in terms of its coefficients.
That means it's correct, but see, arranging matrix. See, what is pivoting? What is partial pivoting? Yes, we are for partial pivoting.
Only arranging rows.
Arranging rows only means what? Why it is required? Arranging rows means what? How we are arranging rows? See, the row which is having maximum coefficient of first variable. So we are keeping that at first. Second equation, third equation, we don't know. So for this, we are checking maximum coefficient of second variable. Say y. Which one is maximum? We are keeping at second place. Is it? So this is partial pivoting. Then, all of you know what is upper triangular form? Yes. Yes. Once we have written that matrix A, then check diagonal element, check diagonal, and lower to the diagonal, all those elements can be converted into 0. That means lower to diagonal elements, they are equal to 0. And you can convert matrix A into upper diagonal form by using only row operations. And last one, apply backward substitution. So it is all about Gauss elimination method. Again, say once you join this college, then we will again repeat all the flowchart. I mean, repeat all methods. Okay, but I will repeat this one because you have this flowchart program for 30 marks. Okay, and you cannot have this flowchart in insane exam. Okay, insane exam. We don't know insane exam is going to get by online or offline mode, we don't know, but let's assume that we have this exam for second semester exam with offline mode. Okay, so now we will go for method number 2. It is very easy method. Already you have studied this in 10th standard, but you don't know what is that method. Okay, what exact name of that method? Okay, now see, right next one, say Thomas algorithm. Okay, Thomas algorithm. It is one type of algorithm. Okay, Thomas algorithm. So now see, first method. In first method, okay, we have provided 3 equations. It may be 4 equations, 5 equations. Okay, we have solved the problems of only 3 equations. I will give you one problem for homework, which is having that problem is having 4 equations, or I will put that problem in WhatsApp. Okay, so in Thomas algorithm, see, it is not required to do partial pivoting. Remember, it is not required to do partial pivoting. Under the head of the Thomas algorithm, we have one matrix. Okay, and the name of that matrix is tridiagonal matrix. Okay, so it is a tridiagonal matrix. So as name indicates, you can easily understand the tridiagonal matrix for triangles 3 okay, diagonals. Okay, 3 diagonal, or you can say tridiagonal or 3 diagonal. Okay, so tridiagonal matrix means what? The matrix is having only 3 diagonals. Only 3 diagonals having non-zero elements. Okay, 3 diagonals having non-zero element and remaining elements as 0. Okay, 0. So let's consider a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, and say 5 by 5 matrix. It is very important. Okay, it is very important. So let's I will write here one example matrix 3 by 3 matrix and 5 by 5 matrix. Okay, so the tridiagonal matrix means that matrix is having 3 what? The matrix is having 3 elements, 3 diagonals. Sorry, 3 diagonals. So we can write here A1. I can write here B1. I can write here C1. Then here 0. I can write here B2. Here you can write C2. Next one. Hello. It is 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, 1, 2. Here we have 0. Here we have 0. Again, here we have A1. Here we can write 1, 2, 3. Here it is 0. Here it is D3. Okay, and here it is C. Okay, now if you change this example, for tridiagonal matrix, means the matrix is having 3 diagonal. So this is first one. This is first one. Okay, this is second one, and this is third one. Okay, third one. And remaining element, this one and this one, these elements are 0. These elements are 0. Now we will see example, say 5 by 5 or say 4 by 4 matrix, any say 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, 4 by 4 matrix. Now see how you can write here 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, say A1, B1, B1 0, B1 0. Okay, then here A1, sorry, A2, B2, C2, this one 0. Okay, this one 0. Next one, this is 0. B3, C3, and this one D3. And last one 0, 0. This is D4, and this is again D4. Okay, see here. So the tridiagonal matrix is having 2 diagonals. So this is first one. It is main diagonal or major diagonal. So it is having 3 diagonals. One is just middle one, it is called as a main diagonal. And right here, it is called as a main diagonal. Okay, main diagonal. Now, about this main diagonal, again we have next diagonal, and it is called as a super diagonal. Remember this word, it is called as a super diagonal. Okay, so exact middle it is main diagonal, above to the main diagonal it is super diagonal, and below to the main diagonal it is called as a sub diagonal. Okay, it is called as a sub diagonal. So remember this terminology. In tridiagonal matrix, middle diagonal is called as a main or major diagonal. Above to this main diagonal, it is called as a super diagonal, and below this main diagonal, it is called as a sub diagonal. And remaining elements as 0. See here, remaining elements as 0. Fine. All of you understand this? What is meant by tridiagonal matrix? Hello. Hello.
Sir, understood.
Hello, all of you understand what is meant by tridiagonal matrix?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, again you can have one question for GATE examination. Already it has asked. See, if you observe this tridiagonal matrix, okay, it is 4 by 4 means 4 rows and 4 columns. So most important thing about this tridiagonal matrix is, see the first. Okay, see the first and the last. The first and last row having only 2 elements. Okay, having only 2 elements. Check here. Having only 2 elements. And remaining rows having 3 elements. Having 3 elements. It is for all types of tridiagonal matrix. Here it is 4 by 4. If you check 100 by 100 matrix, in that matrix again, if it is tridiagonal matrix, then first and last rows are having only 2 elements, and remaining rows they are having 3 elements. So this is very important related to this tridiagonal matrix. Okay, you can have question. In tridiagonal matrix, first and last rows having dash number of elements. So remember this, first and last rows they are having 2 elements, and remaining rows they are having 3 elements. This is very important. So please be remember. So write down 2 to 3 lines. So in Thomas algorithm, inside exactly below that, write down tridiagonal matrix. Write down first line. First line. Okay. First line. The tridiagonal matrix is solved by using Thomas algorithm method. The tridiagonal matrix is solved by using Thomas algorithm. Okay, by using Thomas algorithm. Okay, Thomas algorithm. Then write this example. Write this example. Right, you can do like this thing. Okay, and make arrowheads. We have to touch this arrowhead. This is important. We have to touch this arrowhead. Write down main diagonal, super diagonal, and sub diagonal. Write down this. As the example, write down main diagonal, super diagonal, and sub diagonal. This is very important. Is it finished? Hello? 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 If S,
Sir.
if S, they write down next. The middle diagonal is called as a main or the middle diagonal is called as a main diagonal or major diagonal. The middle diagonal is called as a main or major diagonal. Main or major diagonal. Add on next one. About the main diagonal, the above the main diagonal is called super diagonal. Above to the main diagonal, it is super diagonal. Above to the main diagonal, it is super diagonal. And what is last one? Below to the main diagonal, it is sub diagonal. Below to the main diagonal, it is sub diagonal. Sub diagonal. And what is last? That is very important. Right now, in tridiagonal matrix, in tridiagonal matrix, first and last rows are having two elements. First and last rows are having two elements. First and last rows are having two elements. TWO, two elements. And remaining rows are having three elements. Remaining rows are having three elements. So this is all about the tridiagonal matrix. Okay, tridiagonal matrix. See, it is having three diagonals. One is middle, one is major diagonal or main diagonal. Above to this main or major diagonal, we have super diagonal, and below it is called sub diagonal. The tridiagonal matrix, first and last rows, they are having two elements. Okay, two elements, and remaining rows they are having three elements. And the tridiagonal matrix is solved by using Thomas algorithm method. Okay, Thomas algorithm method. Thomas algorithm method. Okay, so now we will take one example so you can easily understand. Okay, we can easily understand how to solve this problem by using Thomas tridiagonal method or Thomas algorithm. It is also called as a TDMA method. TDMA. Tridiagonal matrix. Tridiagonal matrix. Okay. Now we'll take one example. Okay, it is not like Gauss elimination method. It is separate one, and in this again it is not required to do partial pivoting. Be careful, partial pivoting. Now see, okay, just remember tridiagonal matrix. It is having three diagonals. middle diagonal, super diagonal, and skip diagonal. First and last rows are having 2 elements, and remaining rows are having 3 elements. Now it is very simple. Please be careful, okay, and see carefully, listen carefully. Question is, write down. Solve the following equation with Thomas algorithm. Solve the following equation with Thomas algorithm, or solve the following set of equations by using TDMA. So we have provided this equation: x plus 2y is equal to 3. X plus 2y is equal to 3. If you observe this, see, it is not required to do partial pivoting. Remember, write down somewhere. No partial pivoting is required for Thomas algorithm. Okay, so please remember these two things. That matrix is having 3 diagonals. Is it middle, major, super, and sub? Second thing, first and last rows are having 2 elements. Here, first equation means first row. So they are having 2 elements, is it? So coefficient is 1. So this first, this is second element. Correct? Now next, second equation, it is having how many? 3. So x, coefficient of x, coefficient of y, coefficient of z. So we have the second equation. 2x plus 3y plus z is equal to 4. Z is equal to 4. And last one. Now you tell me, hello, if you understand this tridimensional matrix, here we have x, y, here x, y, and z. X, y, and z. Now tell me, which are those 2 variables you can have in equation number 3? First,
YZ.
y and z. Okay, so we have 2y minus z is equal to 1. Now we have to solve this by using TDMA or Thomas algorithm. Okay, tridiagonal matrix. Now see, it is not required to write in the form of x is equal to t form. Okay, now see, okay, there are 2 possibilities. You can have given this state of equation, or you can have given all these equations in terms of matrix. That means you can have solve the following set of equation by using Thomas algorithm, or you can have solve the following matrix by using TDMA. So instead of this, you can have given like this: 1, 2, 0. 2, 3, 1, 0, 2, minus 1. Next matrix x, y, z, and next last one 3, 4, 1. Okay, 3, 4, 1. If you have say like this, then you have to rewrite this all these matrix in terms of equation. How you can write? 1x plus 2y plus 0z is equal to 3. 2x plus 3y plus 1z is equal to 4. 0x plus 2y plus minus 1z is equal to 4. And then you can solve by using common algorithm. Now we have given this equation. We have given this equation. Now say how to solve. It is very simple. Okay, we have studied 10 standard. Now see. Okay, now see. Now once you have given, we have this equation on your question paper. Then again you have to rewrite things in terms of given data. And see, always and many, while writing given data, cross check, is it? It's required. Now see, once you write anything, I think say once you write this given data, immediately please give the number to this equation. Who's equation? You can say this equation number 1. Equation number 1. You can say this equation number 2. You can say this equation number 3. Equation number 3. Now, once you rewrite these equations, once you process these equations, they assign numbers 1, 2, 3, and then by using first two equations, go sequentially by using first two equations, you can eliminate first term. You can eliminate first term. Right? You can eliminate first. So now what I am doing, by using first two equations, we have to eliminate the first term. So first term of first equation is x. First term of second equation is 2x. Okay, so how we can eliminate? So see, here the coefficient is 2, here the coefficient is 1. It is multiplication. So make the coefficient of x from equation 1 as a 2. How we can make this? Multiply equation 1 by 2. Okay, you can write here. Take the solution. Take equation, take 2 into equation 1 minus 2 into equation 1 minus equation number 2. Equation number 2. Then what we have 2 into equation 1? We can have 2x plus 4y is equal to 6 is equal to 6. It is minus, so we can say minus. Say 2x, okay, 2x. Now here we have plus, okay, so it will become as a minus, minus 3y. Again here we have plus, it will become as a minus. Z is equal to 4. Okay, is equal to 4. Now, is it correct? Is equal to, is it correct? So again we can have minus sign here. Now, if you say subtract this, it will, okay, it will become 0. Then 4y minus 3y, we have say y, and we don't have 0 term here. So z term here. 0, 0 minus, we have y minus z is equal to 2. This is correct or wrong? Please check. Hello? You there? Hello, it is important. Y minus z is equal to 2. Is it correct? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we have new equation. See, we are eliminating x term as we have done this. Now we have x, y, and z. You can say equation number what? 4, 5, 6. Tell me. Go sequentially. We have three equations. Now we have new equation. You can assign this equation as a equation number 4. Correct? Equation number 4. Now again go sequentially. Again go sequentially. Now see, we have equation number 4. Okay. We have solved this equation. We have eliminated first term x. Then the output of this equation, we have equation number 4. Then go sequentially. Again you can use equation 3 and equation 4. So the importance is using first two equations, eliminate first variable. Okay. Then by using third equation and new equation, eliminate second variable. Then you have last one in terms of z. Then how you can write here? Okay. Take equation 4. Now see, the coefficient of y is 2, here coefficient of y is 1. So make the coefficient of equation 4 having coefficient 2. How you can write? Take equation 3 minus 2 into equation number 4. Is it? 2 into equation number 4. How you can write equation 3? We have 2y minus z is equal to 1 minus 2y plus 2z is equal to 4. Is equal to 4. Now, you can subtract this up. Do this 0 here z is equal to what is here? Z is equal to 1 minus 4. 1 minus 4. It is minus 3. It is minus 3. Now see, we have element z is equal to minus 3. Now put this value of z is equal to minus 3. Okay. Z is equal to minus 3. Now, put this Z is equal to minus 3 not in equation 4. Put this in equation number 3 and find out y. Find out y. Once we have Z and y, put Z and y in equation number 2. Find out x. Do this and take its answer. First, do this and please tell me its answer. Hello? Do this. Quick. Tell me x, y, and z. Any answer? Hello?
-1. Y. Y
Y
equals to
minus 1 and x?
6.
X is equal to 6 or
5.
5? X is
5,
equal
5,
to
5,
5.
5.
5,
So,
5, 5, 5.
okay, then again you have to rewrite this. So, at last, you have to write x is equal to 5, y is equal to minus 1, and z is equal to minus 3. Okay. Now see, here we have provided only 3 equations. Now let's take one example which is having, so all of you understand this, which is having 4 equations. So see basic funda. See, don't do partial denoting. Use first 2 equations, eliminate first variable. Then we have new equation in terms of next 2 variables. By using third equation and new equation and again second variable. We have last one value of z. If we can have value of z, it is simple. It is very simple to follow. If you can use question for this part, very simple. 6 mark. Okay. I will write only simple. Okay. Now say x1 plus 2x2 is equal to 4. Yes. First and last row, they are having two elements, 1 and 2. Second equation, definitely you can say it is with x1, x2 and x3. You can simply have minus x1 plus x2 plus 2x3 is equal to 1. Next equation, x2 plus 3x3 plus x4 is equal to 7. Last, now tell me, last equation they are having which variables?
X3, X4.
X3, X4. We have 2x3 plus 2x4 is equal to 8. Okay, go step by step. Eliminate first variable by using first equation. Then eliminate second variable by using new equation and equation number 3. Then eliminate again third variable by using second new equation and equation number 4. You can have value of x4 first. Do this and tell me its answer. Okay. Hello. Yes. You understand this? Thomas algorithm. Hello. Hmm? Solve this. Yes, tell me its answer. Yes, you have. Hello. Hello. What is x1? Yes, what is x1? What is x1? Hmm? Ame Gore, what is the value of x1? Hmm. Hello. Aniket Patil. Ame Gore, what is x1? Ashish Paule. Bhupendra. Gaurav Patil. Kondalkar Sahib. जय कृष्ण साई कडाली, करण चव्हाण, कीर्ती पाटील, कोमल घाटगे आहेत का कोण?
X12.
हेलो.
X12 वाला.
व्हाट इज x1?
2.
x2?
नहीं, X12 है.
हाँ, x2 क्या है?
1.
x3?
1.
x4?
3.
3. So right now x1 is equal to x2 is equal to 1, x3 is equal to 1, x4 is equal to 3. Okay, you can have this for 6 marks. Remember, it is simple or difficult? Hello? Hello? सोपं का अवघड आहे? Hello?
Super, sir.
Now see, in next lecture we can finish this chapter. We have last 2 methods. Okay. Write down one problem, solve it at home, which is having 4 equations, and you have to solve that problem by using Gauss elimination method. Gauss elimination method. So it is a 4 by 4 matrix. Write down. Okay, write down here. It is TDMA method. Write down, this is important. This percentage marks for 10 marks. Okay, for several times. 2.04 T1 minus T2 is equal to 40.8, and always fix your calculator to 4 decimal. Remember. Next, minus T1 plus 2.04 T2 minus T3 is equal to 0.8. Next one, minus T2 plus 2.04 T3 minus T4 is equal to 0.8. Last one, minus T3 plus 2.04 T4 is equal to 200.8. Okay, you can have this answer in point. So better to fix your calcium to 4 decimal places and try to find out T1, T2, T3, T4 by TDMA. Solve by using TDMA. Following set of equations. Can you solve this? Hello? Reply me fast. Can you solve this? Hello? Can anyone please tell me how you can solve this by using TDMA or Thomas algorithm method? Anyone? What is the stepwise procedure? Already we have solved this problem. PDMA. Fast. Hello? Please anyone reply what is the stepwise procedure for Thomas algorithm?
First and last equation have two values.
Say loudly.
Equation first and last have two variables.
Okay. Remaining having three variables. Yes, this is correct. Stepwise procedure. See. Simple. Rewrite this equation. Use first two equations and eliminate first variable. So by using these two equations, you have to eliminate T1. But both the T1 they are having different coefficient. So this is 2.04 and here we have 1. So make this 1 as 2.04. Then what you can write? Take equation 1 minus, here we have minus. Equation 1 plus 2.04 into equation 3. Then you can easily this one. Then you can have new equation in terms of T2 and T3. Okay, T2 and T3. Use equation 3 and that T2 and T3. Eliminate T2. Again, check coefficient of T2. Once you eliminate T2, again you can have new equation in terms of T3 and T4. Use that new equation and equation number 4. You can get T4. Then put there T4 here, you can get T3. Put value of T3, T4 here, you can get T2. Put value T2, T3 here, you can get T1. Correct? So it is again backward substitution. So we have T4 first, then T3, then T2, and then T1. So try to solve this problem at home and try to fix your calci. Always fix your calci up to 4 decimal places. Okay. Now this is the end of your lecture. Now see, in next lecture we can finish this chapter. So we have say lastly we have two methods. One is what? Gauss-Seidel method and one is Jacob iteration method. So it is again iterative method similar to first chapter. Again here also we have to show one iteration in detail and remaining are in table form. It is very simple. Remaining iterations are in tabular form. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can text me, you can message me. Okay, chalo, this is the end. You can leave the meeting.